great deck they can enjoy.
Okay, we'll go ahead and make, Coach will start with an opening statement here, and then we'll open it up for questions for Lovie Smith.
Thank you, Kent. It had been a long time since we've won a football game. I think the last 6. A lot of things kind of contributed for that, or to that. Been shorthanded a couple games, but guys just kept fighting away. Going into this game, we got some guys back this week. It's going to jump to the offense right away. You know, we've talked about how good Isaiah Williams has looked in training camp. I made a statement he had as good a training camp as anyone around. So it was good to get him out there. In order for our offense to have some success, you need to solidify the defensive line also. Doug Kramer helped an awful lot. You know, losing Alex there hurt us, but I thought Julian Pearl really stepped up. But we wanted to run the football, as I said. Chase Brown, I thought, was outstanding. Gave you a glimpse of what he can be. But when you have a quarterback that can, you know, it's hard. It's tough duty for a defense when you have a quarterback that can run like that. And, you know, Isaiah just, you know, first start to be able to do that. I think he might have set the record for a quarterback rushing around here. And, you know, there's been, you know, we've had a few good ones that could run the football. But like what the offense was able to do, stay in there. And defensively, you know, we gave up some big plays. You know, we'll continue to work on that. But those takeaways late, you know, allowed us to win the football game. So guys strained for 4 quarters, and it was good to get the win. Take a question.
Okay, first question from Jeremy Werner. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Lovie. James McCourt misses those 2 long field goals. Can't hear me? No. No. Can't hear me.
Jeremy, try it again. I'm not getting this.
Okay, he's messing with it, so I'll go ahead if you can hear me.
Here we go. Now we go. Jeremy, go ahead. Start again, Jeremy.
Okay. He's still messing with it. So
okay. All right. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah. So yeah, on the field goals, which is what I think Jeremy was going to ask. I was just curious about your communication with James McCourt on that third one. Looks like there was some discussion about whether to be on the hash or maybe center it. Did you discuss that he wanted right hash? What was that? How did that go?
He wanted the ball right where it was. You know, it's tough when you miss a couple of field goals, but we have all the confidence in the world. Just a matter of us giving him an opportunity. And one of your teammates, you know, when your kicker misses a couple, you don't want him to have that. You know, that's the last thing that he remembers. So glad he had that opportunity. A lot of things had to happen to get that chance to kick it, but we've seen him do it before.
And did you have a distance in mind there on the final? Did his 2 misses impact you at all on any decision making, or was it if we get in his range, he's kicking?
Simple as that. That's how it is always. The other field goals that we attempted, we were in range of what we thought, you know, the distance that we thought we could hit it. So, of course, the last one was definitely in range. Yeah, no thought at all. Like I said, he's done that before.
Thanks.
Welcome.
All right, Jeremy, you want to try it again?
We'll try here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, sounds good. Lovie, I know you said Isaiah Williams had that in him, but you guys kind of almost scrapped the passing game and found a lot of success on the ground. Why do you think that worked so well, and what do you think he did so well operating it?
Well, I think going in, you know, to me, it's about moving the football, whether it be run or pass. I mean, we didn't want to put Isaiah in, you know, in an ideal world, you just, first-time quarterback, you don't want to be in a lot of tough passing situations. And when you have a guy that can move the chains with with his legs too. That's just tough on the defense. Thought Coach Smith and our offensive staff did a good job of getting him ready, but he needed to make some plays, and he did that all day. Even in the passing game when we really needed to throw, I thought he was able to do it. That last 3rd and long with the quarterback draw, of course, that was big.
And just you guys turned around a season last year. So what can just one win mean for you guys moving forward?
I think when you talk to the team and you can call on experience, it helps an awful lot. We talked a lot about that. You know, the last time we had won a game was of course the biggest game we've had in our school history in a while. So, but we did. We talked an awful lot about that and what we were able to do, you know, in that game. And really it was a little different, but you know, we're down by 10 on the road today. A lot of things were going against us, but the guys just kept fighting and just refused to lose. And so we've been in that position before again. Last year, we had Nebraska down by 14 in the second half, and they came back and beat us. So this could hopefully give us confidence going into that game.
Thank you, Lovie.
All right, we're going to go Bob Osmussen first, Joey Wagner, and then I see Shannon Ryan as well, our regulars. Go ahead, Bob.
Coach, you have a quarterback situation now, or do you have a situation now with your starter coming back next week?
We have a big victory on the road is what we have today, and thought much more than that. Karan Taylor did a good job. All right. Of course, Isaiah today stepping in did just a great job. We're excited about getting Brandon back next week. You know, it's kind of simple as that. We're going to celebrate this one right now.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Okay, Joey, you're up. Shannon, and then Alec. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Lovie. I know traditionally Corey had been up in the booth. Was this his first game on the field? And if so, was it to be around? I know him and Isaiah go back quite a ways.
No, I know Corey's been down, you know, all the time. So, but, you know, guys up, guys are down. We rotate it, you know, from time to time. It's just kind of what's best. That had nothing to do with it.
And those takeaways at the end, I mean, big plays, another big play by Devin Witherspoon, by Nate, by Jake. Did that kind of give you guys that energy there? I mean, after the missed field goals, you know, the defense, you know, kind of kept making plays there.
I mean, that's what it took. But, you know, for us, we haven't lived up to, you know, the goals that we set each week as far as taking the ball away. It's always about, you know, normally if you take the ball away 3 times, you have a chance. It took that today. But didn't surprise guys. That's what they were supposed to do. There were a few others out there that we had opportunities we need to be able to capitalize on.
Thank you, Lovie.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
Shannon, you're up. Alec on deck, and Matt Stevens in the hole.
All right, congrats on the win, Lovie. With bringing Brandon Peters along today, what went into that decision, and just what did he bring on the sideline, communicating maybe with Isaiah?
Well, as a general rule, if it's one of our guys, we try to bring them. I mean, if numbers allow that, we try to bring them. Milo Eifler didn't play today either. He was injured, couldn't play, but we want our guys to be in the group. You know, they move into more of an assistant coach's role when they can't do anything else. And Brandon helped an awful lot. Of course, Milo helped an awful lot today. So that was always the plan, of course, to bring Brandon along.
Anything you noticed from him, things he was saying or doing, or just kind of, was it extra assurance having him there and, you know, and offering some other bits of advice to Isaiah?
Oh, you know, Shannon, we moved ahead right at the end, we all had other things on our mind. It was just I know that everybody was doing their job, and I know Brandon was doing everything he could to help Isaiah throughout. I know that for a fact.
Okay, thanks, Shannon. Alec, you're up, and then Matt Stevens, and then we've got several others. Go ahead, Alec.
Thanks, Kent. Coach, Jake Hansen had to move outside today due to the injury of Milo, like you said. He played pretty well, had 15 tackles, I think, a sack, and, of course, that interception. Can you just kind of comment a little bit on his play today as an outside linebacker?
Well, Jake's an outstanding player. I think he's an outstanding player no matter where he plays. But we wanted to get Tariq Barnes back on the field this week. So that's the reason why we moved Jake out there. We made that decision early in the week, and Jake felt right at home, which is, a little bit like riding a bike. He's played out on the outside for quite a bit. And, I know we needed all those big plays he made today, and he made quite a few. But he should. He's a good player.
Just to follow up to that, you said you made the decision to move Jake back outside and get Tariq Barnes a little bit more opportunity. Is that something that we can maybe see a little bit more moving forward, or just having a little bit of versatility, I guess, does it open more doors for you?
Well, I think each week we kind of look at who we have available and what we think we need to do to be successful, and we'll do the same this week.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Matt, and then we'll go Gabby after that.
Lovie, quickly, what did Nate Hobbs having him back mean to this defense and the play that you saw out of him today? Obviously, everybody sees the pick, but I thought he made a lot of one-on-one tackles on the outside that were pretty key as well.
Yeah, and Matt, I noticed the same thing. But Nate is a physical player. I mean, our corners, you play corner here, you got to want to tackle, not, have to tackle. You got to want to tackle. And I thought his playing the run was good. And what it means, you get your one corner back. Of course, it helps everything, and that's what we got from him. But it's one thing to tackle as a corner. You need to, take the ball away too. And that interception, of course, was big.
Thanks, Lovie.
Okay, Gabby, you're up, and then Mariah, and then Gavin, and then we're going to have to start closing it down to get players. Go ahead, Gabby.
Lovie, Rod Smith said earlier in the week that he wanted to accelerate the run game. How easy was it to do that with Isaiah?
I think it helps an awful lot. We have a quarterback that can run. Normally, teams play some type of a single high safety that's free. But when you have an athletic quarterback, your numbers say that, if a quarterback runs the ball, a lot of times, it's tough duty, and there's nobody on him. And when you can make, a defender miss in an open field, the way Isaiah can, I mean, he, best guy on our team as far as making you miss in an open field. That's tough duty. And then when you have a running back, Isaiah, of course, was outstanding. Chase Brown, I thought, was also. I mean, he can make you miss in the open field too. All those great plays, we needed them today.
How do you think the defense was able to keep you guys hanging around in the first half after they had a couple of those 3 and out?
That's what they're supposed to do. And we still gave up a couple big plays that we got to eliminate the big plays, but they continue to fight. And again, we talked about some of the changes we made, but the guys gave us a chance and, hung in there. Would they have 20 points? I mean, we're headed in the right direction. We saw signs of improvement that we needed to make.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go Gavin, and then Colin, and then John Sapini will be the last question. Go ahead.
Hey, Lovie. You guys held Rutgers to 4 third down conversions of 14 today. Got a couple turnovers on the defense. What do you think, how big is third down in stopping Rutgers in those moments? It seems like, in a lot of those third and long situations, you guys had given a lot of those up earlier in the year.
Yeah, and, when we win, you got to be positive. So looking back on that, a lot of those things just should not happen. And today, third down is critical. I mean, we look at it like a takeaway. When you convert on third down, the offense gets the football. So a lot of emphasis is placed on it. Today, they were all important. When you're moving the ball the way we were on the offensive side, you wanted to get the offense out there as soon as you possibly can, as many times as you could. So third down conversions were huge today.
And Isaiah really seems to, shine in situations where he can improvise. And he also had that moment where it was kind of like Aaron Rodgers-like, where he found Casey Washington on that offsides play. What have you just seen about him, being adaptable and kind of learning on the fly, especially with him coming into practice late this week?
Well, I don't know if I start Aaron Rodgers type anything like that, but
hey, you won.
Isaiah is an athletic guy that can make you miss in the open field and improvising. We just see that as scrambling. And every time there's a pass, there's a chance for you to scramble and get yardage. So he's capable of that. We've seen that quite a bit. It's just good for others to see it today.
Thanks.
Okay, Colin, and then John Sapini, the last question. Go ahead, Colin.
Thanks, Kent. Lovie, Chase kind of got going a little bit in the first half, but not so much as Isaiah. What changed in the second half? And how was he able to get going? How was he able to start blowing past guys and make guys miss later on?
You talking Chase? Is that correct?
Yeah, yes, Chase.
Well, I think he had 17 carries, and I just think that sometimes, for whatever reason, it just doesn't quite work. But I just know that Chase Brown is capable. He can make you miss in open field. We've seen that quite a bit also. And that combination, that's just tough when you have a couple guys that can really make you miss in open field like that. But he has great vision. He can stop on a dime. We see him only getting better too. It's good for him to finally, get a chance to really see what he's capable of doing.
Thanks, Lovie.
You're welcome.
Okay, John Sapini, go ahead. Last question.
Hey, Coach. I know that Isaiah's always talked about being a quarterback, but what can you do when Brandon's on the field? What can you do to get Isaiah out there at the same time? Because, like you said, he's the most elusive guy you've got on the team.
Well, I think it's a little early. We got a week to start putting some things in place. What Isaiah playing like that did, though, is give us a lot of options as much as anything, and that's what we'll do. The goal of every coaching staff is to try to put the guys and the team in the best place to be successful. And we'll do that this week.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody. Hey, since we are set up in Coach's locker room, it'll be a few minutes before we get players here. We'll have players back as soon as we can. All right, so this was sooner than I thought it was going to be. We've got Isaiah Williams here standing by. Go ahead. We'll go ahead and open up for questions for Isaiah.
I'll go
How does
ahead.
it feel that you just won?
It felt good, but it felt good to, get a win finally. The biggest thing is just we got to keep working. It's more. We could just keep getting better, and that's the main goal. But it feels good, but we got to get back to work.
I guess, Isaiah, I'll go. I mean, for you, what was this? You get back to practice on Wednesday. What was this week like for you to get yourself ready for this game?
During quarantine, I kept working out. Really, everything with me is just mental, and that was my biggest thing. Like, I just had to be prepared mentally. Next play mentality. If I make a mistake, so be it. We on to the next play. And that was my biggest thing, just my mental.
And what was it like for you? I saw you share the moment with Corey afterwards, to have him on the sideline with you. What did that do for you? What was that experience like?
That was a great feeling, all the work we've been doing, we steady working. I hit a roll bump, couple battles, and I'm still working to get where I want to be. But it felt good to finally get that win and finally get out there and show what I could do.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Isaiah, what was the moment in this game where you kind of felt settled in? Was it a big run? You kind of seemed to calm down there in the second quarter and then accelerate from there the rest of the game. So were there nerves early, or what? Did you have a specific moment where it all started to click?
Yeah, honestly, it was a little nerves. It's my first time being a starter out there, so it was a little nerves. But after that first little snap, I was good.
And how hard were the last 2 weeks? Just having to sit out and knowing there's an opportunity out there, but you're healthy, but you can't be there because of the contact tracing. How difficult was that for you?
Honestly, it was a blessing. God timing is everything. It was a purpose for that. I told you, like I said, them 2 weeks, it wasn't like I was just sitting out. I was working on my mental, coming mentally strong, growth mindset. So it was really a blessing.
Thanks.
Okay, well, go ahead. Colin and then Gavin, they've lined up. Go ahead, Colin, go ahead.
Thanks. Isaiah, first drive of the third quarter, you guys got stuffed at the 1 yard line. How did you like the way the guys, you and all the other guys, responded after that and were able to bounce back and keep pushing offensively?
Yeah, honestly, like I said, growth mindset, next play mentality. We don't let one play define us. We just keep working. And that was the thing at the beginning of the game. however this game go, just even kill every play. Just keep going, keep going. That's how that was the energy of the game. We kept going. You know, it was a slow start, but we just kept going.
And I don't know if anybody told you, but you set the Illinois quarterback all-time rushing record. At least that's what the report is. What does that mean to you?
Honestly, like progress is being made, and I just got to keep getting better. I got to have the coaches more confident in me throwing the football. So I'm going back to the lab, and we're going to get better at that to become complete.
Thanks, Isaiah.
All right, Gavin, go ahead.
Hey, Isaiah. Just wondering, like, is there anything in your play specifically besides throwing the ball? Obviously, is one that you just identified. But like, what else? What sort of things specifically are you going to be working on when you look back at this game and see the film?
Ball carriage, like taking care of the ball. That's one of the biggest things. Can't be turning the ball over. The football is the program. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure I'm holding on to that ball. Like I said, throwing the football. And then my mental. That's my biggest thing. Just my mental. So
thanks.
Okay, go ahead, Matt Stevens, and then Gabby on deck. Go ahead, Matt.
Isaiah, I just wanted to ask you about Chase. I think having you both in the backfield, and you seem to work that RPO stuff really well with Chase. Just is that a connection that you feel like you have? And were you happy with some of the reads that you were able to make on some of those, with whether it was to pull it out or to let him go?
Yeah, Chase a dog. He make my job way easier. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of big plays, explosive plays that we needed from him, and he came up big. As long as like blocking everything, like he just complete, and he's a dog. I know every play. I know he got my back, so it was great. And it's a connection that we have, honestly.
Okay, Gabby, and then Jeremy. Go ahead, Gabby.
Isaiah, the defense kind of came up big for you guys with 3 turnovers today. What did that mean, just to kind of, when you guys have a missed drive, get that ball back right away?
Yeah, it's everything. Honestly, the defense, you know, they almost like basically won us the game. Them 3 turnovers was big, and it was, you know, in crucial moments. They make the offense job easier when they do that. So it made my job a lot easier.
When that happens, how can you guys kind of just feed off that momentum and, you know, carry that over into your side of the ball?
Yeah, when they get a turnover, we got to get a first down. You know, like that's the biggest thing. We get a turnover, we have to get a first down. And that first down going to lead into another first down. But that first down after a turnover is very crucial.
Thank you.
All right, Jeremy, and then John Sapini. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Isaiah, I'm just wondering some particulars. When did you learn you were going to be the starting quarterback?
When I came back Wednesday, I was taking like some tools, a lot of tools reps, but I was getting in there with the ones. By the Thursday practice, kind of had a feeling. I wasn't sure, but I had a feeling because I was getting more 1 reps. But that wasn't like really big to me. I was just gonna make the most out of my opportunities in practice, and they gave me a shot. I knew for sure Friday though.
Who told you? And I know this has been a long journey for you, given that some people didn't think you were a quarterback. So who told you, and what was your kind of reaction to it?
Coach Lovie told me. He called me up. He was like, you know, you're going to get your shot. You done had a great camp. Now it's time to just show the world. And that's what I did today.
So what did that mean to you, and what do you think you showed today?
Biggest thing, I think I showed hard. You know, 30 carries, that's a lot of carries. And just kept playing. And then the last play, the back shoulder, I showed that progress was being made, and that's all that mattered. That I keep getting better.
How's your body feeling?
I feel good. I'll be ready to go next week.
Thanks, Isaiah.
All right, John Supini, go ahead.
Hey, Isaiah, you know, we know you're a quarterback, but if Brandon's out there playing, would you like to get out there and get some carries and get some balls your way, even if he's the quarterback?
Honestly, whatever the coaches want, that's whatever they want. I'm rolling with them. Same thing I told Coach Rod today. Like, you call whatever, Coach. I'm gonna read it. I'm with you. So whatever Coach Rod, you know, calls, like, I'm gonna ride with it. But I know where my heart at, and I know what I want to do, and I know what I'm gonna keep getting better at. But at any time, if they need me to make a play for the team, I'm willing to do it.
Okay, we got time for one more from Alec. Go ahead.
Hey, Isaiah, thanks for doing this. The question I have is, you had a couple of big runs where you were stiff arm and it looked like you were kind of talking a little bit to Rutgers players after that. Your confidence just seemed to build throughout the game. Can you just kind of explain where you kind of get that swagger from and your ability to just run and then be confident enough to talk in your first start as a Big Ten quarterback?
Yeah, honestly, it's God given. And it kind of go back to when I was talking about like these last 2 weeks, I just worked on my mental. And I just asked God, like, to just take away all worry, anxiety. And I just, no matter what happened, next play mentality, like I said. So I just wanted to make a play every play, do what I can for my team. I knew mistakes was going to be made, but the next play, we got the same mindset. And that was the biggest thing. So I was just confident out there, and I just wanted to make plays.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. That's Isaiah. That'll complete Isaiah. We got a few minutes